What's up, guys? Tambo here with your weekly core report. It's a big week for Run Pure members across both NBA and NFL. Let's get into the winners. In the NBA streets, YGuy223 shipped for $12,000. Our guy AP joined in the fun, hitting for $8,000. Turning to NFL, it was another great week for us, especially when it came to Showdown. I parlayed my appearance on our premium Thursday night Print Factory show into 61K, featuring a lineup with Dallas Goedert in the captain spot. RPS coordinators were all over the Goedert captain play, appearing not only in my premium attack plan, but Mangone pushed it as well, helping Nadesify ship for over 67K, while Pete Vegas hit for $7,200 over on FanDuel. But the biggest hit came on Monday Night Showdown, where RPS content was all over Kenyon Drake in the captain spot. Captain Drake was pushed on our free Showdown show by special guest Chris Randone, in addition to our Talking Touchdown show with Spread, Tyler, and Title, where Tyler called his shot, nailing the Drake call ahead of shipping $29,000 for himself.
75% of carries, like he's going to be unowned, like low owned because of his price. He's got to be even more low owned as a captain because his price jumps even more. If he scores 2 touchdowns in this one, you could be golden.
Racer 1A joined in with a 10K hit from Showdown. Kanoski 69 hit for 22K as well. Locks rode Drake captain to a 30K score to continue his heater, while I shipped 2 more King of the Beach seats. But the biggest win was by Run Pure member Homebrew, who hit the perfect unique lineup, solo shipping for a monster $500,000. He joined our NFL First Look show to talk about his big night.
Randone just mentioned at the end of the show, the very end, it was the last lineup I made. It was the end of the show, and he said Kenyon Drake captain, and I was like, well, I don't have one of those. Let me make one of those.
Congrats again to all our members. If you want to be featured in the core report, drop your winning lineup in the Members Never Win channel in our premium Discord. If you're not a member, join now. You won't find a better value with all sports included for one low price. Remember, if you're not winning with us, you're watching us win. Till next time, let's keep running pure.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Who's ready to roll for some NBA action? We got a pretty tasty slate. Last night was a little disappointing for myself. Don't know about you all, but I'm ready to get back after it today. We got some injury news to discuss. We got some games to attack, but hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're doing all these free videos. You want to know when we pop them out. So subscribe, like, so we can keep doing them. I don't know what the number is for the likes, but I'm going to set it at, we'll give you like 5 minutes. I'll set the number. Then we'll give out our free plays. Gary's free play. I'll look at it later. AP's gentleman play of the day. And then you got my tanning bed play of the day. Hit the tanning bed yesterday. No big deal. No big deal. But anyways, let's get right into it. AP, how you doing? How you feeling about this slate?
Yeah, doing good. Doing real good. Feeling good about this slate. I always love weekends, man. Like I feel like Saturday and Sunday, I don't know. Like maybe people just aren't like as glued to it as we are. So I think I've always just kind of had better success on Saturdays and Sundays. So, and then I'm here breaking it down with you two gentlemen. It's really good to do a show with you finally, Kurt, and Gary, you as well, sir. I think we're going to find some winners today.
I believe so. I think last time we were on the show for NBA was my Sadiq Bey call when he went for like 50 at like 5K, 2%. So hopefully we can replicate that. Gary, how you feeling about this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like we're waiting on quite a bit of slate changing news here, but we're gonna win tonight regardless. We win on the weekends every weekend. The weekend crew just pushes out. Glock pushed out the playbook already. True GOAT, and he's already got the heat map up too. So he's pulling double duty today for the people. I know Bobby's been grinding the early slate for the people in the Discord. So. But yeah, we absolutely smash NBA on the weekends and looking forward to more of that tonight.
Yeah, I love the weekend slates. I love Saturday night college football you can attack, and then NBA Saturdays you can any weekend slate for NBA you can attack. So I'm looking to make a lot of money back tonight. I don't know about you all, but let's jump right into it. First of all, hit that like button again. And talking about, we got the heat map, the double duty, we got the playbook. you want to be in Discord tonight for this like slate breaking news. Someone rolled out. We got the pivot for you, ready to roll. We got multiple coordinators in there responding to the questions. All sports one price, guys. Sign up. What are you waiting for? It's almost Christmas. Win some money to pay for your kids' Christmas presents. Gamble responsibly. All right, so AP, we're looking at the first game. I know you're talking about how Pacers are kind of popping the projections. We don't really feel too comfortable, but we might have to just play these guys if they're projecting so well. So what are you seeing in this first game?
Yeah, so one thing I always do, our partner SaberSim, and in their optimizer, if you have a subscription with us using them, you can average out the projections. And so one of the first things I always do once both sets of projections are up, I average them and then I run in their cash settings, kind of the cash optimal. And I was surprised. I was getting a ton of Pacers, like 3 to 4 Pacers in my lineups, which I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it seems like this is one of the more frustrating teams at times to target. But on the surface, man, like Buddy Hield, he's had a few good games. My one worry with him is like the Raptors are a team with a lot of length, usually pretty good at defending the perimeter. So, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a few more hands in his face, making that 3-point shot a little bit more difficult. Miles Turner, 6,300. This guy, man, he continues to crush. Obviously showcasing his talents, trying to show off to get LA to make some moves, because we all know that he wants to get moved there. I do think, just like a side note, Buddy Hield and Miles Turner would be such a good fit for the Lakers. So it'd be interesting if that trade ever happens. Who knows? I mean, who knows at this point in time. So yeah, I think inevitably, man, I'm gonna have to have some interest here. But I do think I might end up lowering their projections just a little bit, because the Raptors are a team that usually does like to slow things down. They do like to play good defense. And then on the Raptors side, the Pacers are the exact opposite. With Halliburton in there, they play with pace. They don't like to play defense. And so I'm going to have a ton of interest here in the Raptors side. I believe Freddie VanVleet is still questionable, so that's going to be some of that key news that we have to keep an eye on. I mean, if Freddie VanVleet is out, we're going to see one of the tightest rotations. I mean, we're going to see a really fun rotation where Boucher is going to get to work. Like, I love Boucher either way. This front court is very thin, and we saw Boucher. Shout out to Bobby, man. What an awesome call yesterday. Boucher against OKC put up a 42-piece yesterday. I think he could do the same today against a Pacers team. This matchup is just so perfect for him. But Gary Trent, OG, Scotty Barnes, and Boucher would all be very much in play if Fred VanVleet's out. If Fred VanVleet's in, we want to have, I don't know about you guys, but I want to have exposure to Fred VanVleet. Nice bounce back spot, and then it's Boucher. I'm going to play him either way.
Yep, I agree. I'll give my takes at the end. Gary, I'm going to let you jump in right here. I have a kind of a cheap guy we can talk about later, and I think AP might be interested. But Gary, what are you feeling about this game? Are you going to trust these Pacers?
I mean, I think I'm just going to limit myself to maybe one. I can't, like AP said, I can't fully trust this team, this rotation. Miles Turner has been smashing. He's projecting the best from what I'm seeing, point per dollar wise. Center is always kind of a spot that you want to get locked in on. But I don't know if I'm going to go there on a main team. Jalen Smith, somebody that I'm never really going to play unless Miles Turner is out. Halliburton's another tough guy for me today. I mean, the Raptors, they run that box and one, and I think you're going to see Halliburton get that treatment today, which could possibly open up some shots for Mr. Buddy Hield. I do like Buddy Hield probably the best on this team. I just think he's gonna have to shoot a lot in this matchup. I also don't hate Steve's boy Benedict Mathurin in this spot as well. 5,500, decent price tag for him. I think his projection might actually be a little bit low in my opinion in this spot. I just think they're going to key in on Halliburton pretty hard in this spot and let other people beat him. So that's where I'm at on the Indy side. And on the Toronto side, yeah, like if Fred VanVleet misses in this spot, I think we're going to need 2, maybe even 3 of these Toronto pieces in your lineup. And it's going to start with Scotty Barnes. I mean, he's going to be running the point. We've seen this time and time again. $7,900 is a pretty steep price tag, but I'll definitely pay that price with Van Vliet out. OG as well. He's been just smashing every slate, it seems like. I'm going to keep staying away from this Coloco kid. Boucher, like AP said, Bobby with the call with him yesterday. It's kind of frustrating for me a little bit. I wasn't on him. There was some coach speak. Oh, Boucher's in the doghouse. He's always in the doghouse, this and that. And so I was expecting to see a little more Thad Young and Otto Porter. And then Boucher comes out with the monster game. But yeah, if Fred VanVleet's in, I like him too. I mean, he's been putting up 50 spots, 8,200. That's a really good price tag for 50 DraftKings points. So I'll definitely take that. But yeah, we definitely need the news here. But like I said, if Fred VanVleet is out, I think you're going to want 2 or 3 Raptors in all your lineups tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like Nurse will just run these tight ass rotations, and it's just, it's so fantasy friendly for us. So if he's out, I think you can take a shot on Nebraska boy Delano Bannon, who will be extremely cheap, deep GPP play, but he'll benefit from Fred VanVleet being out in a kind of a playmaking role, because I mean they can't just let Scotty Barnes just do everything. So Banton's cheap flyer. Don't know what he's going to project at once the news comes out.
It would be him or Malachi Flynn, I think.
Yeah,
Malachi Flynn could be one of the other ball handlers. That dude can ball.
You can kind of tell, like, whichever one starts, generally in this case, has been the one that's gone on and done the best. So you can kind of feel comfortable in knowing you're going to see who starts and then kind of play that guy. You can do that as well. As far as, I mean, this Toronto front court is still like so thin that I said yesterday, take a shot on one of these guys. Like, I made a rule to have one of them in each lineup. When we talked about on the show, I didn't hear Bobby's call, but that's a legendary call, first of all. So shout out to Bobby. We said something about how you don't want to play Boucher after a good game. You want to play Boucher after like consecutive stinkers. When Nick Nurse is saying he's the worst player, garbage man, that's when you want to play Boucher, because that's when he goes off. But if they're this shorthanded, I don't care playing Boucher off a ham game. And counterpoint, Miles Turner, I don't trust him at all. But man, this Raptors front court is so thin that like he just might be like an 8 in play where I play him and he gives me 27. I'm not that pissed off about it, with the upside of like 40 some. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Obviously, we'll need to dissect everything once the news does hit for sure. I don't think he plays, but we can't say for certain until that happens. So let's move on to another game with some injury news. Celtics Pistons. I'm going to run right back to you, Gary. What are you seeing in this game?
Yeah, I mean, another game with just massive news for the slate. Jaylen Brown's questionable. Man, if he misses, Jason Tatum becomes the best play on the slate. I don't think it's particularly close. So, and then we need to watch out for who starts in his spot. I think it's either, I don't know what AP thinks. I think it's either going to be Cornette or Hauser. I don't think they're going to run out Vonleh again in this spot. He just stinks. So whoever starts for him is definitely in play for a value option. And then Jason Tatum is going to absolutely smash. I don't see any reason why Jaylen Brown needs to play in this game. They're playing the Pistons. They're going to win without Jaylen Brown regardless. So I'm kind of projecting Jaylen Brown to be out in this game. So that's how I'm kind of building my lineup so far. And on the Detroit side, man, like you talked about pre-show, talk about one of the biggest letdown spots in DFS over the last year in NBA. We're going right back to him tonight, yo. I mean, we have to go right back to him. It's an absolute, I mean, the price is just too nice. I think he's going to smash. He's going to make up for that stinker that he put up last night. I'm going to stay away from these cheap guys, though. Killian Hayes, definitely not doing that again. I'm staying away from pretty much everybody else outside of Jaden Ivey, Bogdanovich, and Bay. You're on mute.
Can't be doing that as the host.
There we go.
Cannot be doing that as the host. But anyways, pretty cut and dry here once we get the news. But what are you seeing, AP? Seeing anything different?
Yeah, man. The one thing about the Pistons, and I know we were talking before the show, I was kind of tilting just, Dwayne Casey. He's got another new toy. Like we saw it yesterday. Alec Burks cut into Jaden Ivey's time. Alec Burks, another ball handler. So like, while, their main dude's out, Cade Cunningham's out, they got Corey Joseph, they got Killian Hayes, they got Alec Burks, they got Diallo. They got Ivy. They got, we saw Sadiq Bey, who, he's one of their better 3-point shooters. And in the situation that they were in yesterday against the Knicks, in a spot where they needed 3-point shooters, to come back, he did not come back into the game late in that one. So like, this team is going to be frustrating when they're healthy and have a lot of dudes. So yeah, Jaden Ivey, another really good play. Good bounce back spot. Is he going to be lower owned than what he was yesterday? Just because he put up a dud? I don't think so. I think the industry's sharp. I think people go right back to the play. So I'm actually considering being under on him, just knowing that this team still has depth. The dude is talented, really, really talented, but you got to think that he's going to get Marcus Smart treatment. Boston, they're a good defensive team. Not as complete with these guys out, and especially if Jaylen Brown gets ruled out. I think that would, pique my interest a little bit more, but man, I'm overplaying, chalk Pistons players. There's just so many ways for them to fail. So I'll probably be under. No promise or guarantee on that, because I got to run the numbers and see how things look, because the price tag is pretty tasty, but my gut says I want to be under on that spot. And then, yeah, I'm with Gary arm in arm. Tatum, if Brown's out, Tatum's a phenomenal spend up play. We want to see what the starting lineup is. If it's Blake Griffin in there, we're not playing Blake Griffin. The guy sucks. I think I would have way more interest in like Sam Hauser, I think his name is. And then Luke Cornett, we don't have another guy that we definitely don't want to play. So, the Boston, what they'll do, Smart, he'll get a ton of minutes. Grant Williams, he'll get a ton of minutes. Jason Tatum, we want, and then Derek White, and then they're going to rotate dudes in. That's if Jaylen Brown's out. So I'll definitely have interest in the Boston side of this one.
Yeah. So what I think they'll do is, like, Sam Hauser's so small, he definitely can't, he cannot play much of the 5. I think they'll just rotate every big body they have, and then they'll have minutes where Grant's the 5 and stuff like that. But I just think they're just going to rotate them all, so it's kind of tough. I mean, if you want to take a stab on the guy who starts, that's fine. Tatum, I don't like the spend ups today, so I'm kind of hoping Brown's out so I can just jam in my boy Tatum. On the Detroit side, I can't help it. I think maybe it was a random decision from Casey to take it easy on Ivy from the first leg of a back-to-back. I don't know what he's thinking, but I don't know. I think the guy's so good, and he can just have a games where he is a black hole on offense, and I mean that in a good way for us. And I was kind of hoping that he'd be priced up, maybe they randomly priced him up to 6.5 or something, but pricing came out already. So now that he's 5.7, I have to go back. I'll go back to Bey. I don't want to have more than one of these guys probably, but Bey, Bogdanovich, Ivy, I mean, and one of them probably going to easily get to 40, if not more. So I don't mind that. I guess we'll just go on to this next one. But first, guys, hit that like button. I think we have 230 some watching. So I'll set it at I'll set it at 100, and we'll go from there. 100 likes, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe so you know when we get the free shows. Let's kick it off to the game I don't really like that much. Atlanta and Philadelphia. AP, I'm going to stick with you. Hopefully you can talk me into something in this game, or maybe we just exit off. What are you thinking?
Yeah, man, another tough spot. So these teams just played, and on that slate the other day when they were matched up, I decided to play Embiid and Trae Young, just in-game little mini stack, targeting the studs there. The game started out nice. The first half, the pace was good. Embiid was on a nice pace. Trae Young was doing his thing. Trae Young was on fire that first half, but just so many mouths to feed, man. Actually, Trae Young did cool off in the second half. He finished 7 for 21, 2 for 8 from 3 points. So yeah, he cooled off quite a bit. But man, if you get the right game environment to where it's back and forth, it's competitive, and maybe with it being in Philly, it'll be a little bit more competitive. Maybe you could make the argument to play Joel Embiid, run it back with a Trae Young type. However, those price tags, I feel like pricing is I feel like if we're thinking back to last year, DraftKings is being far more kind of aggressive towards the upside with pricing. Luka's closing in on 13K. It's been the last time I remember a player being 13K was I think Russell Westbrook multiple years ago when he was just a triple double machine every single night. So these price tags were last year, I felt like Luka was constantly like 11K or like, 10-8 to 11-5, where it was far more easy to play. So I feel like from a pricing standpoint, it's kind of dictating, our ability to target these guys. We got friggin' helmet behind the scenes. Did he pull it up so you could see that?
No,
YouTube?
you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it.
I thought, yeah. Oopser is over hanging out with our producer Helmet right now, so throwing us off. But no, I mean, I could continue this rant, but I'll probably be under on this spot. Clint Capella has been balling. Again, man, like I can't tell you how many times it's you watch these games, you look at the box scores, you look at the stats, and it's like, oh, Capella, just an absolute smash play. Look what he's doing: 44, 45. 57 against the Pelicans. And then it's, man, you go to play him, and what does he do? He lets you down. And so all I'm saying is Capella, another very good play, just like Miles Turner. But in tournaments, these guys are going to be really chalky. I would not be afraid of like just getting different. Maybe slightly under project these guys, maybe project them for like take 4 to 5 points off whatever their projection is, and just look at what the build looks like. I think it's a good approach in tournaments. So I'm torn on this spot, man. I think I got to be under on Capella though. I have a little bit of interest in Embiid, nice bounce back spot, but again, we got to wait for news on D'Anthony Melton as well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give my take because it's short and sweet before I kick it to you, Gary. But I have interest in Capella here as in like a third or fourth, fifth lineup type of guy, or if I'm 150. But besides that, it's really a cross off if I'm only playing like 20 lineups. I just don't. I mean, I'm not going to force anyone in here. So unless there's news that breaks, I'm off it. Gary, you have any strong convictions on this one?
Nah, I'm pretty much in line with you here. I never play Clint Capella. I didn't even know he's been balling. As soon as AP said it, I had to bring up his box score. But I was going to say, like, every time you see that he's putting up this 45, and you look at the third game down in his game log, we're going to plug him in our lineups, and he's going to get us 23 tonight. So, no thank you for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. Just too volatile.
Hey Gary, real quick, because I did forget one thing. Okongwu's out, so
Okongwu
they do need, and then now thinking through it, like they got no one else really for Embiid, so the minutes might actually be there for Capella. God, I'm already tilted.
Yeah, that's man, same.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tilted. Oh, he's going to be chalk. He has to be, right?
I mean, Saber's showing him as pretty chalky. So, yeah, I think he's man. I don't want to click his name. I really do not. And on the Philly side, Embiid, no thanks. I prefer Luka on this slate. I prefer Jason Tatum on this slate. I prefer other high-priced guys. Just not going to be playing Joel Embiid or 8K Maxey. Even if Melton's out, I've seen some talk about if Melton's out, Maxey gets a little boost. Yeah, sure, but he's 8K. I mean, he's not 6,500. Not somebody I'm going to be playing. Tobias Harris's price is elevated to 7,500. Not going to go there. So it would just be the obligatory 23 from Clint Capella tonight if he makes my lineup.
I feel that. I think that's kind of how everyone's feeling. So, I mean, maybe we'll get news and something will change, but I don't mind just crossing it off and then having a Capella share if you need it. But now we got another game where we might have the return of the young prince, LaMelo Ball. So that'll be fun. We can stop jamming in these fucking Hornet piece of shit motherfuckers. Anyways, sorry, they've tilted.
Oh.
Yeah, besides not the bigs. Not the bigs. The bigs have been good to me. Washington's been good. Plumlee's been good, but these other guys have just been straight
family-friendly show. Your grandma might be watching, Kurt.
I haven't seen it in the comment section. So, Grandma, if that I just got hacked.
She's gonna bring Russian some soap over. Wash that mouth out.
Anyway, this is another spot where I kind of like for Butler, but I'm gonna get your opinion on it first. AP, what are you liking?
Yeah. So the one thing to remember is what LaMelo Ball does for us from a pace standpoint. He's one of the he plays this game faster than most players out there, pushes it down the court, constantly looking for transition buckets. And so what happens is that just speeds up the game, both ways. I even think like his impact is significant, even if we only get 25 minutes. Doesn't mean we're playing LaMelo Ball at 9,200. That we're definitely not. It means we would definitely like the Miami Heat side here. So Tyler Hero is questionable. So we need that news. If he's out, I think Jimmy Butler again is one of the better plays on the slate. I got to go right back to Bam. So I mean, thinking about all these other centers that are going to be fairly popular, Şengün, who we haven't even got to yet, Capella. You got Miles Turner. You can't play all of these guys. And so Bam, who is also really frustrating, is one who should go overlooked from, he's 8,300. I just don't see a lot of people playing him. But this is the best matchup on paper. I think it only gets better if LaMelo Ball's in there. So sign me up. I have a ton of interest in the Heat side here. Hopefully Tyler Hero is out. If he's out, we go Gabe Vincent, we go Jimmy Butler, we go Bam Adebayo. I love that 3-man stack right there. We don't need to run it back with anyone from the Hornets side.
Yeah, I agree. Gary, what are you liking?
Man, I hate to sound like a broken record, but that breakdown from AP on the Miami side was my exact thoughts.
Love it. Thank you, Gary.
So, I mean, I'm hoping that I hope Hero is out. He's got a sprained ankle. I don't see why they need to bring him back here. I think they went another spot where they just win the game without him. And Jimmy goes nuclear here. I do like the Bam call. Centers against Charlotte has always been a printer. And yeah, Gabe Vincent definitely in play as well. On the Charlotte side, it's really only Plumlee for me if I get there. I don't know if I'll get there, but yeah, none of these other guys like Terry. Please don't pay 8,600 for Terry Rozier tonight, especially if Ball is in, or even any of these other guys. I mean, Oubre 6,500. That's just an elevated price tag that we don't need to pay for tonight. So I doubt any of these Charlotte guys will make a main team for me. But definitely have interest in the Miami side if Harrow is out. But I still do like Bam either way, though. So he's probably my favorite play in the game.
Yeah, so I'm not that much different. I normally would never play Bam. I think he tilts me, but I mean, when he's playing a team like Charlotte,
he definitely does.
He's legit. Like, it's the nut matchup.
Man.
Any big versus Charlotte is just a nut matchup. So I don't hate it. Definitely won't be on my main team. He's basically banned from my main team unless it's a pricing error. Almost cashed a Butler triple-double ticket last time these teams played. He absolutely crushed his points, rebounds, and assists. So I would bet that again if Hero is out. 9,100 Heroes out this matchup. The Hornets keep it close, which they should with LaMelo back, I believe. It's just probably one of my favorite plays, honestly, for the spin-ups besides Tatum. But not too much different. Get some Plumlee if you need it. I mean, Gary said it best. Because AP said it best. He broke it down great. Guys, I saw we have like 370 in there. We need to get those likes up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. You can always see our videos. We got you covered from morning until right up till kickoff, and then we're gonna run you back for the Sunday night show, all free, all sports, one price. Go sign up. Let's kick it to another game that's kind of interesting. I believe it's Houston, New Orleans. No, Portland, Dallas. Luka Goat. Gary, you said Luka's your favorite tonight. What else you like in this one?
I said he's my favorite, like probably 10K and above guy. That's only if Jaylen Brown is in, and so I will make that statement. I always like Luka, and it's always really only Luka or bust for me for this Dallas team. But it's hard to ignore what Spencer Dinwiddie has been doing. He's just been absolutely smashing recently. So definitely have to like those two guys. Nobody else on the Dallas side. And for the Portland side, I don't see a need to go here at all. I think this is probably one of the lowest totals on the slate, and it is. Dame Lillard is back 9,600. I have no interest in paying that. Simons is priced up 7,100 or 8,100. I'm sorry. I mean, all these guys, Nurkic is 7K, Grant 7K, Hart 6,800. Nothing really sticking out to me on this Portland side. So it's pretty much Luka and Dinwiddie or bust for me in this spot.
Yes, I mean, Dallas is playing at that, like one of the slowest paces in the league. So I don't really ever like attacking their games unless it's like a short game or news might break for the Trailblazers to get me on. But I mean, most of the guys are priced up as if like all these guys are already out because they have been. So unless there's like a massive, massive news, I think I would agree to stay away because I don't want to attack anyone in Dallas. And the whole game's slow. So unless you're playing Luka with that nut usage, there's just no point. AP, any sleepers in this one?
Yeah, I mean, the problem, like we were saying earlier, Luka 12-6. He's kind of in a shooting slump right now. Been a while since we've seen a triple-double, but he's back home. I mean, man, it's Luka. We know what type of upside he has. The problem is Spencer Dinwiddie now is fully kind of embracing that Brunson role that we saw for last season, where Brunson would just absolutely smash. So, man, and then the other thing with Dinwiddie, like I agree with what Gary said on him. Like he's been balling and playing big minutes. The problem is do we really want to pay 6-7 for him? I mean, this guy was 5'8" just 4 games ago. So we're paying a big boy price tag on him. Another thing to do is look at it from a number standpoint. If he was 300 more, if he was 7K, we'd all be looking at that and we'd be saying there's no way we're paying that type of price tag for Dinwiddie. So I just think from a pricing standpoint, when you're playing alongside Luka, man, it's just really tough. Also, I think Christian Wood's going to be back. That just could take away a little bit more usage there too. So, man, for me, it's Luka or bust. And God, I don't even it's just hard to, unless we have some really good value that we can find on the slate, like true 3K value that could open up the salary for Luka. That's the only way I'm getting there. And then on the Blazers side, man, I'm with you guys on that too. Dallas plays really slow. They play good defense typically. And a lot of these guys are projected to be back tonight. Nurkic is still questionable, but I don't really like Eubanks in this matchup anyway. So I don't know if I would get to him. And then Dame Lillard's almost 10K. It's too much to pay for him. So these price tags are kind of insane, which at the start of the show, we thought I get why the optimizers are plugging in a lot of these Pacers guys. It's because from a pricing standpoint, it's just kind of forcing these things. So I might be backstepping a little bit on my comments about that Raptors Pacers game and the Detroit Celtics game.
All right. So sorry, someone in the chat just said El Chapo died. That's crazy. Rest in peace to a terrible human being, or not rest in peace, rest in piss, I guess. Anyways, so not much more loving in that game. Like I said, even if there's news that breaks for Portland, it's still no point to get there. So let's turn it to a more enticing game. Before we do that, guys, if you want to go ahead and shoot your questions in the chat, we will get to those at the end. We'll break down this game. We'll get to that. Hit the like button. Hit it. Free month of AP's OnlyFans if we can get to 300 likes. Gary, what do you? I know you said you love Zion. You're going to smash him every time he plays. But besides Zion, your favorite player in the NBA, who you like in this one?
I think you've misconstrued my words, sir. But yeah, I don't know if I like this game. It's weird. It's got the highest total on the slate. I mean, I just think some news is going to break early, and we're going to be forced into a build to play those early guys. So I'm not really considering any of these guys. I mean, Zion's 8,800, Ingram's 8,700, McCollum. I mean, they're all just not grading out as good point per dollar plays on this slate. I don't see myself getting to any of these Pelicans guys. And the same really goes for the Rockets. I mean, Şengün's been doing really good, but he's up to 7K now. Basically, he's 6,900. I doubt I'm going to go there. Jalen Green, I don't normally like to play this Kevin Porter, Jalen Green roulette game of who's going to go off one game. Kevin Porter Jr. 7,600. No thank you on this slate. I definitely would prefer to play Jalen Green, but he's 6,300 to get a $1,300 price discount. But again, you're playing roulette with those two guys. They both rarely go off, and I don't see this as a game for both of them to go off. So I don't think I'm going to have too much interest in this game, to be honest with you.
So my interest lies, well, actually, I'll go to you first, AP. I kind of like going last. What are you seeing?
Yeah, finally a spot where me and Gary might be a little bit different, which is good, which is something we need, because I think we've been arm in arm most of the show. I think from a couple things to add some context to this. So one, the pace here is going to be phenomenal. Houston just runs up and down the court. They don't play defense. The problem, though, and one thing that Gary was talking about, is there's so many mouths to feed, which does make it kind of a guessing game, between Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, and then, you got Joval, you got Zion, Ingram, McCollum, a lot of mouths to feed. However, just like going based off of what these teams like to do, I think it's a good spot in tournaments. So we know the Rockets, we know they like to play with pace, no defense. We know Jalen Green, Kevin Porter love to attack the paint. What's that going to do? They've been good at getting bigs into foul trouble. So what I could see happening, if they're attacking the paint, I could see maybe some foul trouble for Joval, and it clears the path a little bit more for guys like Zion Williamson, guys like Brandon Ingram to get to the rim there. So I have a ton of interest in Zion. I have a ton of interest in Ingram or McCollum. It does become a guessing game because they are priced up. They are a little bit too expensive, which is why I'm talking tournaments. You need these guys that are on a point to dollar basis that are going to be higher owned, a little bit more popular to bust or underwhelmed. And you need the perfect game environment here, which makes this a spot for tournaments. And then on the other side, man, bigs have actually been doing decent against this Pelicans team, which is kind of surprising when you think of Joval and Zion there in the paint. So Şengün, again, a guy that frustrates me a lot, and the price is up. But when he is, he's got size, and they're going to need size to compete with the Pels here. So you got to think the minutes are going to be there if he can stay out of foul trouble. The other guy I like is Jalen Green. It looks like he's balling right now. I like this matchup for him. We know that he's going to get a ton of minutes. And for them to keep this close, he needs to have a big game. So at 6,300, I think he has 40-plus upside in this matchup, and he'd be a nice pivot off of Jaden Ivey, who's going to be much more popular.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jalen Green's price is probably just going to fit, and once I start building, it's just going to fit like a kind of a glove. I mean, 76 per quarter is kind of crazy, especially how volatile he is. But one strategy I kind of like is I like Şengün as a play. I think he's a great play. I love the guy. We'll be playing him. But if you don't have Şengün, I think I wouldn't mind, kind of like how I did with Toronto last night, is having one of these bigs for the Rockets if you don't have Şengün. Like if Şengün doesn't get there, it's probably because he got in foul trouble or something. And one of these other guys is going to get there. Like I know Jabari Smith's been getting absolutely clowned on Twitter, but he's 5'5". He's a big they're going to have to play if Şengün doesn't get there. Tari Easton's been smashing 4.2, LSU legend. They put KJ Martin in for the small ball. I'm telling you, one of these guys, if Şengün doesn't get there, it's going to be one of these guys. Tari Easton, Jabari, KJ Martin.
Oh, I love that call. Tari Easton. I love that call, man. That dude looks good. So I think we can get Gary on that too.
I think you can just by me looking at his box scores.
Yeah, I mean, the guy can do a little bit of everything. He can definitely play the big. So if you don't have Şengün, I would tell you probably play Tari Easton, because if Şengün doesn't get there, it's probably going to be because Tari Easton smashed and had to play a lot of minutes. But besides that, I think I did see a chat question for you, AP. It said, if Hero is out, are you getting to both Bam and Butler, or would you set a rule for just one?
No, I said I want Gabe. It's a 3-man stack. You don't have to run it back with anyone, because my favorite run back actually probably like Mason Plumlee, which is kind of funny, just because he's actually been playing good. But PJ Washington sucks. I mean, he can play good, but he's not playing good right now. Kelly Oubre, so hit or miss. And then Terry Rozier, you can't play him with ball back, and he's like almost 9K. And he come on, DraftKings, like fix your pricing. Like I'll go, man. It's like, it's so bad right now. So yeah, but no, what you do is you play Gabe Vincent, you play Jimmy Butler, you play Bam. I think that's a good Kyle Lowry 7-2. No way. Absolutely no way.
Now, Chunky mentioned, do you run it back with Plumlee?
I mean, you don't have to run it back, is what I'm saying.
You said that earlier. But
it's just it's a home team onslaught stack. Like the game environment you want the Hornets just to keep it close enough to keep those starters engaged. You want the game to be within 10 to 14 points there in the fourth quarter. Keep those guys like Bam and Jimmy, engaged, and they're going to play too, because they have not been playing good and they haven't been blowing out teams.
Yeah, I would agree. So, guys, you smashed the likes. I can't lie. So we are going to do the plays of the day, and we're going to kick it over to Gary first with the groundhog play of the day. Gary, what are you cooking up for us for the groundhog play of the day?
this is just so difficult without any of this news. I mean, there's so much slate breaking news. I don't know. I don't know if I can lock into a guy right now. Man,
Kick it over to me first. I got
let AP go. Let AP
Okay,
go.
so
I feel good about this one.
let me get Helmet some time to kind of fire up the thing. Let me get
the gentleman's call of the day.
Gentlemen, hey, I knew what it was, sir. Come on. AP's gentleman call of the day. AP.
So, yeah, this guy, the last time I looked at him, so they're on a road trip right now, fourth game of the road trip. I know that gives it part of it away. But there's this stat that was going around about how bad he's been on the road. Not the case, though. Dude put up almost a 50 piece against Orlando. He was 8 for 14, 6 rebounds, 6 assists against a tough Raptors squad for just under 40 DK points. Jalen Green is going to be my gentleman's call of the day.
I like it. Gary, you want me to go first? Or are you ready?
I mean, I'm ready. It's going to be a chalk guy though for now because I know he's going to be in my lineup. I
don't think there's anything too chalky yet. So what do you got?
I mean, this guy's going to be really chalky. I'm going right back to the well tonight. I know he's going to be in my main lineup just because I think this is a prime bounce back spot for him. So I got to go with my boy Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, let's go. I like it. Jaden Ivey. Okay, so I was a little uncertain, but you guys talked to me. I was already going to play him. Got to be honest. I wasn't trying to keep it close to the chest, but you guys talked me into it. So my tanning bed play of the day is going to be LSU legend. He won me tons of money in college basketball. Tari Eason. Hoping Sengun gets in foul trouble. I think he's a perfect pivot off of Chalky Sengun. He's not protecting well at all, so he will not be owned. And if news doesn't break to where we get smash value, 4-2 is more than enough. So Tari Eason. Let's go.
I like it.
And guys, that's all we got today. Chat was pretty active. We had 420 viewers, 420. So that's got to be some good karma. Hit the like button before we get out of here. That's it. But first of all, I want to explain something, guys. One sports, one price. You get in that Discord, and slate breaking news can take you from bubble cashing, min cashing, to having a sweat. And is that not worth the price for you? Like, I mean, we can do all these free shows and stuff like that, but the
site's fixed too. We've had no issue. Fingers crossed always.
Hey,
it's been working out good.
Yeah, the site's good. We got the new server.
Knock on wood.
The new server is strong as hell. Knock on wood. But seriously, like, if you be in that Discord, it's almost worth the price. No, on top of that, you get the playbook. You get like insane breakdowns from every single sport you can think of. It's the best deal in sports. Get in the Discord. Take your min cash from a min cash to a freaking sweat for lots of giblets. That's all, guys. For Gary, for AP, for Helmet. Go Bucks. Peace.